glue. A tiny bit of pine sap. Nice giant chunk.
Oh, I'm so glad we came over here.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
That's a keep. See, you can see this is limestone.
Yep.
And then that's the flint. That's pretty high quality. It does have some damage, but I'll be able to get lots of spear points and arrowheads out of this. Nice. You carry the big rocks. Here you go. Here you go. You got that? Muscles? Muscles. One of my smaller knife blades then. Zigzag it. surprisingly, these little blades, for me personally, I just can't get rid of that thing. For me personally, they work a lot better at this size. It's one of my smaller knives. Work really well. Especially out of this material, because it's kind of hard to thin. I don't want to lose too much width on it. Problem-solving rock. So, like I said, the artifacts here made from this stuff, you generally don't see big pieces made from it because of exactly that reason. There's just so many flaws in it, and it's hard to come across good rock in the Northeast, as you Northeast nappers know. There we go. Got rid of that from the tip. Like, this stuff is just causing so many problems. But I always try to really do my best with it. Alright, I'm going to do indirect. I would really not recommend this stuff if you're used to high quality flints, because it is a nightmare. Nightmare stone. I'll have to show some of my smaller blades and how they look on a handle. They work really well. This one is not pretty, dude. Doing my best with it. Base is still thick. It's giving me a hard time. There we go. Thin the base. All right. If you go look at Northeastern artifact groups on Facebook, you'll see what this stuff looks like as artifacts. When they made them, they weren't much bigger than that. Even the knife blades were kind of small, and I never really understood why until I started messing with this stuff. I mean, it's pretty if you could get rid of all that hinges and all. it's really hard to do so. Usually with this stuff, I don't really have a plan of what I'm going to make because I never know where the hidden flaws are that are gonna change my plan entirely. So I just have a basic plan in mind for what I'm gonna be napping. And then as I go along, plans change. I'm really, I gotta find my moose antler. I'm so used to the power on that thing. Alright. Nice flake. Okay. Gonna kind of zigzag it. Get rid of some of this. This is going to wind up being a really small knife blade. That is okay though, it will still work. It will still cut wonderfully. All right. Getting there. Just gonna try to clean up these areas that are a little too thick. This edge I'm having a real problem with here. I've done knife demos before, so if you want to see knife demos, they're all over my channel. Alright, a little problem spot there. Yeah, that got rid of it. All right. Guys. Alright. I'm not gonna mess with this too much more with indirect. Let's see what I could do about pressure flaking. Let me try some caribou antler. When I was looking at the artifacts around here of about that size, I thought they were spear points. But if you look carefully at them, you could see one side only has been resharpened on these artifacts. Sharpened down, sharpened down, sharpened down, which leads me to believe that that was a knife. This is still a little too thick in spots. I'm gonna try one more round of indirect here before I start pressure flaking. There we go. That's better. Any of you guys who work this stuff, Creek cobble and New York flints, New England flints, you know exactly what I'm talking about. With the problems in the material. I know some people actually have way more experience than me working this stuff. They know a lot of secrets and workarounds with these problems that I have not learned yet. Alright, that is thin enough for me. One more spot. It's cutting me. Alright. There's some hinges and stuff, but for the most part, that's pretty smooth. Alright, so I'm going to just flake this up. With caribou, it works really well, but this stuff it eats it up really fast, I've noticed. Get annoyed when that happens. Just gotta do your best with this stuff. I have a spot there that I might be able to indirect. Gently and carefully. Got it. All right. Finish this up now. It always amazes me that this kind of stone is just laying around in creeks. especially in the Northeast here, often don't imagine this. You don't imagine this kind of stuff laying around in creeks. At least I didn't. I don't know. Maybe there are some people that are like, oh, I know there's rock in creeks. But I just kind of stumbled across it while fishing and hunting. There's one spot on the base bothering me. There's always that, for me, there's always that, oh, there's one spot that's bothering me. Let's try to thin it a little bit. Worked. Worked. Being very gentle. Trying to thin it a tiny bit. Then if you want, you could put notches in this to haft it. You don't necessarily need to. All right. Just want to make sure it's sharp. As long as it's sharp, you're good to go. I want to get that a little bit thinner. I'm afraid to mess with it too much. Try one more thing, then sharpen it up and call it done. If we don't break it. All right. That spot just does not want to flake, does not want to fly. All right. Before I make this even smaller, there is some crud in there. That's why it's not going. So I would use this side as the cutting edge. This side is more of it's just not good. I'm very unhappy with that. I don't like how it looks. And I can't really afford much more width loss. I'll try one more. I'm really pushing it here. It's just getting smaller and smaller. All right. It's right in the middle of the blade too. That's the... Got it. So I hit there, and it removed that crud. All right. And there's my final flake here. Do two there. That's better. Wait, there's one more. Okay. Better. Happier. Alright. I am gonna put little tiny spots for the sinew to go in when I half this. But I'm not gonna notch it too deep. Sometimes indirect is just easier for cleaning up and get things the way you want them. Alright, looking pretty good. Both of these edges could cut now. Not too bad. All right. Base is a bit thick. That's fine because that's going in a handle wrapped with sinew around here. And that is that. Pretty freaking thin. Very sharp. Okay guys, you have a good one. I'm getting too cold out here. I'm gonna pack up. Figure out what I'm doing next. Alright guys, you have a good one. I will see you all soon. Lots and lots of slate outcrop. It's the blue banded stuff. That is pretty.
And that's the stuff you can grind down?
Yep. So now that I'm here, I am looking along this stretch. See what kind of rocks they got. They got a lot of slate. Look at the slate outcrop here. Check this out. The stuff that NW Primate works.
Just slate?
Yeah, he'll just take a piece like this, like any piece like this, and grind it on a rock and polish it up, and it looks super shiny, super blue when he finishes them. And I'll actually clip in a picture of his stuff right here. So I think this is slate, but it looks like really high quality. I don't know if there's any high quality slate. Test it. Yep, that's slate.
So it really wants to come off in these...
Comes off in sheets like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then like if you have something like this, if you want to, you could flake it.
Kind of a, looks like an uncontrolled flake.
Yep.
But you can thin it.
Yep.
Hmm. Slate, slate, and more slate. Look at this. Isn't that pretty cool formation? I wonder if that's, you can imagine in the winter this frozen and the ice just pounding on these rocks. Really fractures in an interesting way. Looks like that's all we're gonna find here. Check down that way too.
Good morning. So, I just slept in the truck at a Walmart for like 4 hours maybe. And I'm all cramped up, and I was like in a ball like that. So that was uncomfortable. Gotta find a campsite. Well,
So, not to alarm you, but you have a friend. It is some kind of giant moth.